Say have fun in your podcast. Say I love you.
Hey, what's going on out there, everybody? It's the Nigga Rockin' Podcast coming at you. I-70 Connect, I'm one half. The KC Stork, my homeboy, 30 pieces of AG. He bailed on us and then he got a soccer injury or something, gout. Nigga pulled a hamstring as he was getting the remote to turn off.
I think he flopped.
He flopped. He did that. He did a flop. That nigga might got that red card, dog. He might got a red card. He done for the week. But
yeah, got that World Cup flop going on, man.
Oh yeah. So if you've been listening, I know a lot of you have, because I'm getting some feedback. Yeah, this voice should sound familiar to you. It's my man Joe. What's going on, Joe Jeff?
What's happening, man?
What's up, pimp? Not much here.
Everything.
But yeah, so it's like I can't even say you coming off the bench no more. I mean, you like a Kevin Love motherfucker. Like you starting, you getting quality minutes now. It's like no more bench time.
I'm trying to be like the 6th man of the year or something.
Are you trying to be Iggy?
Yeah, something, man. You know, come out getting them MVP minutes, man, in the finals. You know?
Hey, the way Frank be bullshitting, like I said, you gonna be getting starting time, dog.
There it is, man. I takes the minutes.
But yeah, man. But as we were talking about before on the pre-production, or whatever, it's like so much shit going on. Niggas don't know where to start. So much crazy shit going on in the world. So I guess we can start something a little more lighthearted. Kind of get into it. We was talking about that new Nas album. I know in our little chat group we talked about it, and your brother James, who's been on the show, he had some strong feelings about it. And even Frank, he said he didn't care much for it. It felt like it was a Kanye West album featuring Nas. So what do you feel about it? We talked about the new Nas album that just dropped last week, y'all.
I mean, Nas was rhyming on that motherfucker, so it's his album.
Yeah, I'm like, the niggas on every song. How can it be?
Every song. Like, what was it? I think Ye might have had a verse on there. Was there another guest appearance on there?
Well, they had like well, Puffy was on the first track, but he was just doing like his usual Puffy shit, the monologue, just talking and shit.
Yeah, I mean, there might have been like some singing or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think.
Well, nobody. I don't think anybody rap per se, but it was usually just like niggas vocals or talking or whatnot, or niggas that was in production. Because because the song that I like a lot, and then like another podcast I listen to, it like a lot. That everything, dog. I bumped that shit.
Everything's good.
Hey, that shit get you up in the morning, dog.
I don't like how it start though with Ye kind of whining into the mic.
Yeah.
after he go, the hook is actually kind of deep.
Yeah, like if you get past the first, like you said, for real, if you get past the intro, nigga, that motherfucker go, dog, because that everything and
Fast forward about 15 seconds into that and enjoy.
I said that nigga Kanye did he did a whole line of his motherfucking bipolar medication. It was like, I got one. Everything. and it's so funny, dog. Like listen to that shit. I don't know if they recorded that shit together or if Nas just did, his part and sent the lyrics to him. Cause like, I mean, we don't know Nas, but we know of Nas. He's like he's a real nigga. And like Kanye is one of them kind of out there niggas. Just like them two in the same room, dog, that'd be something to see. Cause I know that motherfucker Nas had that motherfucker Steve Harvey eyes, and that nigga Kanye go on one of his rants, and he just be like, okay, nigga, I see you on that. Take another hit of your medication.
I don't know. That shit probably would work though, man. I don't know. He probably get the best out of Nas, but I don't know.
No. I'm saying he usually get the best out of everybody. I don't know how he do it, but he usually get the best out of everybody. I'm just saying, like on just some shit, just sitting there chit chatting, talking. Them niggas seem to be like I don't want to say polar opposites, but they just different.
I don't think their politics would be the same. I don't think that at all.
Hey, Kanye coming there with that MAGA hat on, nigga.
I mean, we went over that shit. I don't think that motherfucker's in the. I don't know, man. I think that shit. I think that's he trying to get a reaction out of people, man. I don't think he believe that shit. I don't know. He on some. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, dog, like he is the same nigga that said George Bush don't like black people. So there is something where you go. He the same nigga on a motherfucking telecast where they were trying to get money for Katrina victims. That nigga said George Bush don't care about black people. And then who was the white boy from Austin Powers, dog, that was on there with him?
Mike Myers.
Hey, dog.
Mike Myers was like he was trapped in another nigga's nightmare.
Nigga. Hey, nigga. Hey, nigga.
He looked over like, what the fuck?
He had that, oh no. Oh no, yay.
He had to be sitting in his mind talking about, nigga,
hey,
this shit just went left, nigga.
Hold on, dog. Hold on, dog. You don't make me find this shit, dog. Hold on, dog. Hold on, dog. That nigga Mike Myers, dog, he hit that like that turn, like he's about to hit Kanye with that kung fu, dog. Like, hold on, nigga. You know, nigga, we on live television.
Is this nigga?
We on live television begging for money. You can't say the president don't like black people, nigga.
Hey man, he can and he did. Did he? What was it? Taylor Swift snatched that bitch awards. Hey.
Oh, you know, Beyonce had a better album. Hey, nigga.
You know it's Queen Bey all day.
Hey, dog. Hey. But I'm saying, that's why it's like, I know people want to throw him into the coon bin, but it's like, hold up. This the same nigga that said George Bush, blah, 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 blah. This the same nigga that got on stage at a major music awards in front of the world and told y'all this white woman was not better than this black woman, something you ain't never supposed to do in public.
He's gone to bat for the race, even at times where he probably shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, we already did this shit, but I think he just wants to open up lines of dialogue, and he felt like if he puts the hat on, I think he said some shit like that in the on the Daytona album on Push T shit. Like, if I wear a MAGA hat, can I slide through the if the police pull him over, if I got a MAGA hat, can I slide? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think he wants to open up lines of dialogue. You know what I'm saying? So,
like you said, he's also dealing with his own demons and all the other shit like that.
Yeah. So I mean, so when it comes to that, I think Nas could fuck with that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying he fuck with it, but he kind of look at that nigga like.
The breach of 3 levees.
Hey, you hear this?
In New Orleans, the landscape of the city has changed dramatically, tragically, and perhaps irreversibly. There's now over 25 feet of water where there was once city streets and thriving neighborhoods.
I hate the way they portray us in the media. If you see a black family, it says they're looting. You see a white family, it says they're looking for food. And you know it's been 5 days because most of the people are
see
black.
that?
And even for me to complain about, I would be a hypocrite because I've tried to turn away from the teaching TV because it's too hard to watch. I've even been
look how young Ye look, dog.
So now I'm calling my business manager right now to see what is the biggest
thing
I can give.
He talking about business manager.
If I was
right now, my man Mike got no he off. He going off the rails, dog.
Wants to do anything that we can help with the setup, the way America is set up to help the poor. The black people, the less well off as slow as possible. I mean, this is Red Cross is doing everything they can. We already realize a lot of the people that could help are at war right now.
Mike got to stop him, dog.
And they've given them
Kanye
permission
on the
to go
red,
down
dog.
and shoot us.
Hold on, dog. Here you come.
And subtle, but in many ways more profound and devastating is the lasting damage to the survivors' will to rebuild and remain in the area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Hey, nigga.
Chris Rock saved us. Chris Tucker saved us, man. He did that double take, nigga.
Hey, nigga, they cut mics in the next scene so quick, dog. Hold on, dog. Did you see my nigga Mike hit that turn? Hold up, dog. Hold up.
Black people.
Hold up, dog. Hold up.
Don't care about black people.
I ain't going back far now. I gotta go like to 130, 129. Here we go.
Louisiana and Mississippi.
Mike doing his little spiel.
The most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
In the past few days, America and people.
Hey, my nigga Chris Rock. Hey, that's the Chris Rock. That's the tape. My nigga Chris Tucker, like, what's happening? hey, did you see his eyes? Hold on, dog. One more time. Sorry, y'all.
The area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
What?
Please call.
Hey, Chris Tucker's eyes, dog. Hey, he like. Okay, bring it back, dog. Bring it back. Oh shit, I'm sweating, dog. Hold up. Woo.
Oh man,
nigga.
Nah, but I mean, yeah, the niggas' politics are weird. But I mean, I think Nas, if they in the studio together, I think he would hear what he has to say. I think Nas would say what the fuck he had to say. I think they'd have a conversation, and I think they would lay down tracks. You know, not like you talking about like so. The one they redid the children's story.
Oh, the cop shot. That shit's tight too, though.
The cop shot the kid. That's for the culture. That's for the race. You know what I'm saying? That's
right. But you hear niggas like, but like niggas so stuck on it. You can't be mad at niggas being mad at Ye. I mean, I guess you can, but I don't know why you would be. That's Ye. But niggas like, well, he ain't got the right to make that song now. Cause he on that. Just what Twitter be saying, you just be like, oh, okay. But you, like I said, be point out this the same nigga on national TV that went off track, nigga. It had Chris Tucker with the motherfucking Steve Harvey eyes. Like, hold up, nigga, what you just say? They gonna come and buy.
With the Steve Harvey eyes.
Chris Tucker wanted to leave, nigga. He was like, hold on, let's get out of here, dog. This nigga talking about they gonna fucking bomb. They gonna bomb our filming location, nigga.
Nigga, that's the tape we should look at. Fucking Steve Harvey sitting there in Trump Tower. like what do I see?
Hey, dog. Hey. But it's all good now, though, right? He got that Celebrity Family Feud. Niggas done forgot.
Yeah.
I see niggas posting that Family Feud, but ain't nobody talking about that nigga Steve Harvey went before this nigga was president, went to the Trump Tower and was like, whatever I gotta do, what do you need me to say to help you out, boss man?
But so did Ye.
Yeah, he was there too.
Yeah, he was there too. So
niggas getting they marched on. So what's the difference?
One wore the hat.
One got a suit with fucking 8,000 buttons, nigga.
One got a Drake Daddy suit, nigga.
One got Drake Daddy. Hey, dog. You talk about that already, so you gotta talk about it. But that diss though, nigga, that is just, oh my god.
Yeah, man.
Cause when I first heard it, I was like, "Oh, that's funny." Then I saw that picture, and that nigga in that suit. I was like, "God damn it! God damn it!"
Because you listen to the song, you're like, "Damn, who the fuck you coming for?"
Hey,
and then you see that image.
Hey, dog. Hey, when I seen that nigga's daddy in that zoot suit, nigga, I was like, "Oh God!" Hey. The only thing he was missing was a real fancy pocket watch, nigga. That's all he needed, dog. Zoot suit daddy, and then come.
I just look at Spike Lee and Denzel just walking through the park, nigga, with their arms swinging.
Hey, Detroit Red, nigga.
Yeah, nigga.
Detroit Red.
You Teddy Rat.
Hey, dog, but like I said, we talked about. Now we going down a different path, dog. But yeah, have you seen something like his daddy be on Twitter? Or his daddy's not on Twitter, but they be putting the camera in front of this nigga, and you hear him when he said that thing like, I don't know.
Was it TMZ ran up on him or something?
Yeah, like, I don't know who Pusha T is, but I know I wouldn't push his T, and I like. Nigga, what?
If I did know a Pusha T, I'd probably push his
T. Like, what? Daddy no. Daddy no.
I'd probably push his T.
Like, go sit your old black ass down somewhere, nigga.
All right.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. Woo.
I'm gonna embarrass my kids like that one day, man.
Hey, dog, that's peak, dog. That's when your kids just don't ask you to come do shit no more, nigga.
Yeah, nigga, I'm gonna have the fucking the penny loafers on with white socks and shit, nigga. Just
dog, it doesn't, dog, unless you have a captain's hat on. It's not real, dog. You gotta have that. You gotta have that captain's hat on, dog.
Oh yeah, man.
And I only say this because my daddy had a captain's hat.
Ain't got near boat.
No boats, nigga. That nigga ain't got no boat. Barely can swim. That motherfucker, black as the motherfucking extras and motherfucking in Amistad, dog, with that white ass motherfucking captain's hat on, dog. Just like, oh, okay, daddy. I guess we're doing this now.
That's how the
oh god.
Like, inviting the kids on over to the house. Hey, come on over.
No, we not. No, daddy, we not inviting nobody over. Oh shit. So that's a little lighthearted rambling to get on. So what you want? Probably won't have everybody on. I guess we can talk about that. I don't know if you want to talk about the Missouri Capitol mural when you took your was it like a field trip or what was it down to the state capitol?
Yeah, so like I work with this group in the summer. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I should be mentioning names and everything, but I work with a group of boys in the summer. We basically work to kind of raise boys and the men,
right?
And give them work opportunities. Part of the activity is we take them on college tours, and so 2 weeks ago we went to Harris-Stowe in St. Louis, and try to get them to check out some HBCUs. Next week we're going to K-State. Mm-hmm. And so this last week we went to LU, and so while we were in Jeff City, LU being Lincoln University, for those people not in the region.
So I got my nursing degree, y'all.
Yeah. So yeah, while we were there, they was big up in the nursing program and all that type of thing. And so with that being said, we were in Jeff City, so we said let's go check out the state capitol. And so they put us in a room where a mural was done by a famous painter from Kansas City, Thomas Hart Benton. And so, you can probably Google the shit on Google.
Yes,
Google the shit on
Missouri State Capitol. What's his name? Thomas
Hart Benton.
Thomas Hart Benton. I tell Frank to put it in the notes.
Yeah, so Thomas Hart Benton, and there's a mural that he did. It's like a history of Missouri, and so this is probably Great Depression era, probably a time where they were commissioning people to do artwork, especially like artists to, infuse some money into the economy, but also to beautify things. And so they asked Benton to do a mural of Missouri history. And so he goes in there and he goes to work, and it's in the house lounge, you know what I'm saying? Like where they, when they're not in session, they go chill and smoke cigars and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So it was in that room.
Smoke weed every day.
All that. And so when he was done, the people were pissed off because it was like, oh, this nigga told the real history of Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
and so if you looking at the mural, I mean, there's things that represent, Missouri agriculture, Missouri industry,
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, ingenuity, that type of thing. The salt of the earth farmers and that type of thing. But then they also have the political bosses, the Pendergast machine represented in there. They got the split during the Civil War between, how Missouri was part Confederate, part Union,
mm-hmm.
and fighting. They've got lynchings up on the wall. They've got slaves working in lead mines. They've got even Mark Twain being a son of Missouri.
Yep.
They got the story of Huckleberry Finn. In the Huckleberry Finn, right hand man was Big Nigga Jim.
Big Nigga Jim.
You know what I'm saying?
That's still one of my favorite Family Guy episodes where he's like, "No, you do not say that word. That is our word." I don't know why, but it is.
Family Guy's wonderful. So I was thinking, and so we took a bunch of kids there, and the kids automatically pissed off because they see slaves on the wall,
right?
And then shit, really, we got college interns, and the college interns ain't much better than kids, So
that passion,
right? So they still figuring out things themselves, and it's like, man, should this be on the wall? And I was like, it's history. It's a part of who we are, and I don't think it's being put up here to glorify the slavery that took place, the lynchings that took place. It's got some Mormons, the Mormon War, where basically it's showing like a little mural where a Mormon had shook a black man's hand. That pissed off people in the 1830s,
mm-hmm.
So they started tarring and feathering the fucking Mormons. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
And kicking them out to where they go to Utah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because this used to be the Mormon capital, for independence, and so it's part of who Missouri is. It's there's beautiful things about Missouri, but there's some ugly history about Missouri too. And so when the kids walk in, they don't have that historical context, and they're like, "Man, it's just fucking racist." Which reminds me of, I'm working through this group. I'm working in a cemetery. I'm working in Union Hill Cemetery. Restoring headstones and chopping, limbs off of trees to, make it so that you can kind of see through the whole place.
Nice.
And that's pretty cool. And so they were talking about how, you got a lot of soldiers that died there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Union Cemetery. So this goes back to the Civil War, you know what I'm saying? And so it's got Union soldiers, but it's also got Confederate soldiers in there. So people come in and they put Memorial Day, they come in and put flags on the tombs, and they were putting American flags and Confederate flags out there. And so I think you just said something about the anniversary of Charlottesville,
right?
Coming up here in a second.
In August,
that's still,
August 11th through August 11th to 12th. I can't remember the exact day.
Yeah, so that's a hot button issue, and so. We have been tearing down statues. We have been plucking up Confederate flags. We've been, Daughters of the Confederacy. We're kicking over their monuments. They had those removed in Kansas City and other places. You know what I'm saying? And so, I just bring it up for conversation. Does this mural need to continue to exist in the state capitol?
I guess for me, that like big picture, I've never thought that entire history should be erased. And like I think I don't know, it's probably James, because Frank don't be saying shit. But I think it was James talking about how like those statues kind of romanticize the history of the South and make it this thing, this bastion of whiteness where black people enjoyed their masters and everything like that. So I don't care much for that, but I do care for an appropriate accounting of history, as far as like take the monuments away from state capitals, but don't tear them down, don't break them up, don't bust them up, put them in a museum with the real story behind it. So, but I don't know how we get there, because whenever we talked about it like many podcasts ago, especially the issue of slavery, anything that makes whiteness uncomfortable in this country is bound to be fucking put away forever. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the thing, what we see with the kids that you're tutoring and mentoring and taking on these trips. Thank you for that, bro. That you see, because whiteness gets offended, so we change how the history is taught. And the thing is, like, black folks are taught to be ashamed of slavery, where we should be more like not ashamed of slavery, but more looking at white folks like, why you did this to us. But now every time we see the image of a slave, we're like, oh, that's shameful, instead of saying, yeah, that's what this country did to us, but look where we're at now. We still got shit to do, but look how we keep moving up. And I think it's kind of like, it's all these mixed messages. Like you said, your kids automatically went into this room and saw images of slavery, black men and women and children being submissive to white farmers, whatever. Because I just remember some of the pictures you saw, and like, oh, that's racist. That's like, but that's the history. You don't want to forget that. And I remember when I was young, it was like you would hear this, you were like Huckleberry Finn, you read this shit like that, like, I don't want to read this bullshit. This is racist. I remember saying stuff like that, and my pops having to sit with me talking about, you need to read it. Don't forget the history, because one day you're gonna have kids, and I best believe they're not gonna learn, but you can teach them in their schools, because it's all because like what he was learning from a man from the deep South to what I was learning as a black kid in the Overland Park School District to what my kids are learning now in the Lee Summer School District. Slowly but surely, you see a lot of us being kicked out to where we were slaves. Now we're servants. Mm-hmm. But next thing you know, we're going to be friends that just wanted to help white people build America. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that makes sense. But because it's just so much. It's like it's so much. It's just like, in the underlying thing always seems to be, don't make whiteness upset. Don't offend whiteness. And so now we see this whitewashing of history to where we just, some niggas that came on the boat, we were singing and happy, and we came here, we got free board and lodging, and we was helped build America, and everybody was happy. And it's like, but is that really how it happened? Really? Right. So.
And so like you say, whitewashing of history, Ben presented this room to, the legislators who had a commission, and basically they came in there and they were appalled. Yep. One they getting called on their bullshit, for what they've done to Indians, what they had done to African Americans. They even called for the bullshit in the mural. Two, like I said, Pendergast is being represented, and to this day, St. Louis and Kansas City don't have full control over their police departments because of the strength and the corruption and the graft of the Pendergast machine, which is big enough to put Truman into the presidency. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so he was represented on there squarely, and they didn't like that shit at all. But then three, it's the 1930s. And there's a little bit of nudity on there. They had Pendergast looking at some cabaret dancers. You know what I'm saying? And they had their skirts tightened up, and there's a baby getting changed at like an electioneering thing. And so the baby bottom out there. So the I guess, can be improved. So they basically decided, we should go in here and whitewash this whole mural. We should just paint it over it white. And it came, basically, they said it came down to one vote to save the mural.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yeah, you had whiteness being uncomfortable, and they were like, let's go ahead and get rid of this shit. So, to me, I'm glad it's there. I think it belongs there. I saw it a long time ago as a kid, but seeing it again, about 20 years later, you get a little bit, different impression of it. So and appreciation. I thought it was a pretty good. That was a pretty good experience for the kids. Me as a historian, they come up asking me questions, so I try to reassure them that this is not celebrating slavery. This is airing out the grievances, so we know that it's out there. You know what I'm saying? This is a part of Missouri history.
Right. And like brothers like you, my pops, me who I tried to be when my children come to me and they're like, well, we learned this in school, and I'm like, let's talk about that. So like I said, of course, you'll never get enough recognition for what you do. So it's a needed thing. But yeah, we really have to be careful as black people as far as like how our history's been being driven by America. As far we keep saying the whitewashing, but that's basically what it is. We've been made to feel ashamed of slavery as if it is something that we did to ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is not a good. Like no, we shouldn't be ashamed. Your ass should. You and your people should be ashamed. So
there's a poem. I probably learned it. I might have read it in class, but I think it's Byron. I think it's Lord Byron.
Mm-hmm.
And I think W.B. Du Bois quotes it, where he's basically saying that the fate of the oppressor and the oppressed are basically step in step. You know what I'm saying? So if you are taking away our humanity, you're throwing your own humanity away, because as the oppressor, your fate is entangled with us.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And so basically, yeah, they have to be ashamed because they have thrown their own humanity away by taking humans and treating them inhumane. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Treating them, and that's a perfect tie-in to as far as like what we see, not so much with slavery and whitewashing and the turning of history, but what we see where this was a country built by ancient people, and now it's all America the Beautiful, America the Great. Our forefathers and founders are all these great people. They weren't shit. They was a bunch of rapists and colonizers, whatever. But and I say that with the caveat, I'd much rather be here in America than in a lot of other places. So please don't come kill me, white people. But what we're doing now to brown people specifically, and it's amazing because you would think that we have no other border here in America. We don't. For some reason, there's no Eastern Coast border where people come in on planes and boats. As far as like Europeans and Asians and Italians, we seem to only have a border with Mexico where people are sneaking in at. So, to me, it's like where I draw in the similarities. Like we just talked about this history of America with slavery, what happened to brown people, and now you see this now where people are like, well, this isn't our America. This isn't the America that I know. And you're like, what exactly are they teaching you in history class? You must not have Joe Jefferson as a motherfucking history teacher, because
if you let that slide at all. If
you did, you would know this is very much your America. And I know you're not on Twitter, but you see it on Facebook too. This can't be our America, and it's like, oh yeah, nigga, this is America. Childish Gambino was a who.
Don't catch you slipping though.
Don't get you slipping though. Hey, Childish Gambino must be the CIA. That nigga knew about them kids for everybody else.
Yeah,
because he knew that. He knew, because all you hear is white people saying, "This isn't my America," and all I be hearing is, "Yeah, yeah, 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 every time I see that shit, dog.
We just want to party.
We just want to party. This is America. Hey. Hey, he doing that dance with that motherfucker, that he got that dad bod now, that nigga. I'm so cool, yeah. I'm so gay. I'm like, oh yeah, this is your America, man. And then like when you throw that in their face, like, of course, black people like, yeah, we get it, but a lot of my like, even my so-called woke white friends can't accept that this is what this shit was built upon, dog. Fucking specifically brown people fucking us over.
I mean, I think I mentioned it before, but I got a relative who was an extreme conservative, and he hit me. I put up something like, man, it was Father's Day, and I was like, on Father's Day, please don't try to tell me how you're going to explain away this bullshit where you separating kids from their fathers, kids from their mothers, and you're talking about espousing the greatness of America. Don't sit here and try to explain this shit away. And so, fucking conservative had to step to the task and try to explain how, if they were following the law, they wouldn't have got da-da-da-da. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Mm-hmm. It's beyond words to try to justify how you gonna be the family the party of family values, and then you separating families. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they're only the family. They've for a long time been the party of white family values. That's it. Or just white.
I saw a meme. I saw a meme that was perfect. It was like, Republicans, conservatives is largely based on Christianity, and so in Christianity, I think there's a whole lot of dichotomies between Christian ideology and the rhetoric of the Republican Party. I mean, I think it's far divergent from what it's supposed to be. It's been bastardized. But if you are a follower of Christ, you know that Christ was a refugee.
Right.
An edict went out to, kill all the firstborns because Herod was worried about a new king, so he fled to Egypt. If you're a follower of Christ, you know that he was a refugee, so he went to another place for safety. But yet and still, we got war-torn Mexico with people who are trying to escape, a refugee just like Christ was, and you gonna stop them at the border. And not only stop them at the border, separate them from their kids, man.
Correct.
And that's I just don't know how you consolidate that in your mind. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Because but it goes back to the whole. Well, we talk about it in our group, and of course, we post messages. I mean, a lot of the GOP, and I think even some liberals, a lot of rich liberals, they do a good job of doing the mouthpiece, but have brought it to the fact that brown people, poor people, when I say poor people, I mean white people, but there's a lot of poor white people who aren't in on the joke that they think less of them also. They just think that it's like, oh, we not brown, but they don't understand when it's all said and done, we all gonna be in the same field, fucking eating Hot Pockets and fucking mining for whatever we got to mine for and drinking motherfucking Flint, Michigan water. But they have made it to where brown people, black people, people of color are just seen as animals, bro, or less than. And you see it with Trump with his message where in the same paragraph, same sentence or whatever, somehow he ties immigrants, MS-13, and animals all together. So what ends up happening is all immigrants are seen as gang members, like that picture I sent in our group. That fucking Mike fucking Huckabee tweeted a picture of these MS-13 individuals who are supposed to represent all the people who are coming across, because for some reason it's only gang members and rapists coming across the border.
Right.
Never mind that there are many people who come across here in a rotation as far as seasonal workers who do a lot of work down south, picking fruit, picking out food, cotton, whatever the fuck needs to be done, and then migrating back. Yeah, migrating back south.
Working in Trump hotels.
Working in Trump hotels. So it's just weird to me how you can. Don't get me wrong. As a soldier, as somebody who's 19 years military service, I do agree. Yeah, for sure. Secure borders, for sure.
Yeah.
People should have the right to own a firearm. But there's gray areas in there, dog. It's everything within limits, dog. You don't need a fucking assault rifle, and we don't need to be arresting people at the borders.
There's no gray to separate you.
No. I mean, no.
So when you say secure borders, I understand that. We got secure borders. We got to know who's coming into our country.
No.
So if you need to detain families for coming over here illegally, unchecked, I get that. But then to go the extra step of separating them from their family,
I'm not.
That is dehumanizing.
Right. When I say gray area, I'm saying it can't be like you can't have Jeff Sessions saying zero tolerance. That's black and white. That's what I mean when there's a gray area.
I don't have a problem with zero tolerance. I don't have a problem with
zero tolerance will lead to children being separated from their parents, though. That's what I'm saying. You have a zero tolerance.
How is that? How does that lead to that?
Because before in the past, people were allowed to be here to seek asylum for up to a year and go through the judicial process. So what they're saying is now, okay, you're an asylum seeker. You're here illegally. Fuck everything else. That's what's happening now. You know what I'm saying, bro? So
I get that.
Right. So what's happened in the past? People were allowed to be here while they were going through the correct legal means to seek asylum from Mexico or whatever country they're coming from. But now Jeff Sessions is like, no, fuck that. Zero tolerance. If you're here illegally, you will be detained. And
I'm saying this. I don't have the hugest problem of detaining.
Right, but how do you do that?
But what I'm saying, how you detain them? If they're here, if they haven't gone through the process of registering.
But the thing is, though, it's not either you wait in your country where you fear for your life and go through that way, or you come to the border and sit there as a refugee, or you cross the border illegally and seek asylum. It's a catch-22. It's a catch-22, bro.
No, I mean, no, it's definitely a difficult situation to have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And we don't nearly put the same effort into detaining, Canadians or
Italians,
coming in,
Russians,
anybody coming in through any other port,
Asians.
Yeah, but what I am saying though is it's one step to detain them. It's another step to detain them separate from their children.
Right, but now they're talking about they're going to put them all together, but now they're going to be on military bases. How's that going? I mean, it's better because the children are separated from their families. But
well, you know what that is. You know what this is. That's the internment camps.
Right, but
this is the World War II.
But I bet you. I'm on for the next episode. I'm gonna do some research, dog. This was the plan all along because they were talking about detaining families and putting them into camps on bases like a couple of months ago before all this shit kicked off, and now it's right back to what they wanted to begin with.
Well, you know what they're doing. They hold these families ransom.
For the wall.
Give us money for the wall, and you ain't got to deal with this shit.
A wall that this motherfucker was supposed to build anyway. I'm sorry, that Mexico was supposed to build.
Mexico was supposed to pay for that.
I hate him. I hate him and his whole family.
Your boss.
Yeah, he is my boss. Speaking of his family, did you see his wife with the jacket?
Yeah. They are so fucking tone deaf. It's ridiculous.
Hold on, dog. All I want to say is this, dog. These motherfuckers went crazy because Michelle Obama had her arms out, nigga.
Nigga, the fucking tan suit.
I don't know. I talk about tan suit. I'm gonna keep it floatus to floatus. Floaters to floaters, dog. They went crazy because she had orange to orange, tame motherfucker. Because she had her arms out in a black dress that didn't show nothing else, just her arms, nigga.
No, we didn't see everything. President has to offer.
President Jefferson, you in the White House. Mm-hmm. You just got done doing some shit. Like, okay, we're gonna let these motherfuckers be free. We're gonna let them be with their families. My bad, y'all. Your boy fucked up. You called a player simping. And you find out your wife about to head to Texas with a fucking jacket on that says, "I really don't care, do you?" What is your response?
Bitch, go sit down somewhere. What's wrong with you?
Hey, dog.
You trying to get us kicked out this motherfucker?
Dog, when I saw it, I thought it was Photoshop, nigga. I had to do triple, quadruple checks, searches, just to make sure it was real.
There has to be some sort of consultant who does nothing but takes care of the floaters. And why the fuck that consultant would allow this bitch to have that shit in her wardrobe?
Let me tell you what she ain't. Let me tell you what she ain't. She ain't a black woman. Because black women be like, hey, where you think you going?
Right.
That's why I'm a firm believer. All companies, I don't care if you're Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, you got to have either an old black man or old black women sitting in the motherfucking room, in the boardroom, and when you come out with some bullshit, like, hey, Charlie, what do you think about this? I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Ain't no way Kerry Washington would let that shit slide.
Oh, no. Like when
Kerry Washington.
Like when Disney, when the first ever fucking princess, the black princess they had ever, and her fucking ice cream flavor was watermelon. There have been a black man. So, that's not gonna go the way you think. You might not want to do that. But I'm gonna get back to my duties, sweeping the floor. But I'm gonna let you know right now, I wouldn't do that shit if I was you. Come on, dog. But the thing is though, dog, we talked about it before. Protect whiteness, especially white women, at all costs. Motherfuckers are copping so many pleas, like maybe there's another message inside the message.
How the fuck is that shit in her wardrobe? That's all I want to know,
bro.
All you have to do as first lady,
hold on,
is care. Hold on, right.
My bad.
Your job as first lady. The only thing you gotta do.
You're an ambassador for humanity. You're an ambassador for humanity.
All you have to do as first lady is care. That's what the fuck your job description is. You don't do shit but care.
That's it. But hold on.
You know, fuck. Michelle she cared about fucking school lunches.
You trying to make my kids eat right? Fuck you black bitch. My kids gonna eat all the motherfucking carbs and fat that they want. I was like, really? Y'all mad because she wants your little...
That's your fucking whole job is to care. How the fuck do you own a jacket that says I don't care when your whole fucking job description is to care?
Hey, Joe, but the jacket was only $39. You peeped that though? How they kept putting that out there? $39 jacket.
Because she used to wearing $1,000.
Because she with the people. She down to earth.
Right. Okay.
Dog. Hey, dog. Nigga, Nah. Okay.
There's just so much shit wrong with that White House, man. It's ridiculous. Oh, yeah.
Nah, but once again, dog, he gonna be back. He gonna be back, dog. I don't make the rules, dog. I'm just here to tell everybody he gonna be back.
We're gonna find out this midterm. If they lose ground this midterm, I think he's gonna be out.
Yeah, dog, but we still don't have a viable candidate.
He wasn't a viable candidate till they had the fucking runoff.
Dog, but he got racism on his side, bro. Racism is powerful.
Racism is powerful.
Because remember I don't know if you listened to the last episode. Them niggas is putting out Frank and his homeboy is putting out like old girl, what's her name? Harris, the black chick from California.
The black chick from California.
What's her name? Kamala Harris. What's her name?
Kamala Harris. Yeah.
And then Bernie said, so you think a black woman and the old Jewish man who already lost. That's what's gonna win. I said white women didn't even come out for a white woman. And don't get me wrong. I hope. I mean, I'm not a big Bernie fan, but I'd much rather that nigga than this nigga.
Somebody is going to stand out in the debates. Somebody is going to stump in Iowa and New Hampshire and gain ground. And then the news cameras are going to pick it up. They're going to run with that shit, and they will build a narrative around whomever that person is.
Joe,
I mean, it's
will they have racism on their side?
They will have right. Hey, they will have right on their side.
God damn it! I don't believe no more, dog. I'm a broken man, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like Captain America covered in sludge, nigga. All my powers is gone, dog. they done cover me in the sludge. In the sun, I ain't got no powers, nigga. The rings ain't working.
You're a battered human being.
I'm battered, dog.
I just feel like, yes, racism is powerful, but I think right is also powerful, man. I think somebody will come through with a voice, and they will have a vision, they will have a plan.
I hope.
And they'll get out there and stump, and I don't know who that person will be, but somebody will capture the imagination of right-minded people. If not the political right.
I'm just scared Trump gets more racist, and then it just works this motherfucking country up into a frenzy, bro. All in the means to get reelected.
Right. I think he'll do anything he can to get reelected. If he got to start a civil war to get reelected, that motherfucker will do that shit without batting an eye.
I mean, this nigga on North Korea talking about building beach houses and shit, nigga.
Yeah, he sure was.
Nah, dog, he's a fucking ass clown, dog.
This motherfucker said they got beautiful beaches. Oh man, they're the best. They're the beautiful beaches. You see them as they launch missiles over.
And the thing that sickens me is like my commander. My commander is a motherfucker that voted for this dude, and will have try to have open debates and conversations with people about this shit, dog. And it's just like, nigga, you voted for a racist. What do you want me to say?
I don't know what to say, man.
He's like, if you just give him his wall, I'm like, why should I give him something that he says somebody else is going to pay for?
Right.
Does that make sense, sir? I said, you, sir, a commander of a unit, if your higher battalion said, don't worry about it, we're going to buy this for you, and then turned around a month later and said, hey, we're not going to give you any of the new shit you want until you pay for this, you'd be like, what the fuck? Would you just pay him? No, I wouldn't. So this is what you want me to do. And white people are crazy, dog. Not all. I'm sorry. But not all white people. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing, though. If he got his wall, it'd be the next thing. Whatever the new bullshit is, he'd come up with the new bullshit, man.
That's what I know.
He's not gonna be satisfied with the wall, man. It's gonna be. If we gave him the money for the wall, they build a wall, and then he finds some more chaos to come up with, man. So. But
speaking of your boy, though, somehow we got on him. So wait, so hey, you in for a new job? You want to go? You want to go to space?
Oh, great! I'm having some technical difficulties here.
Oh, live podcasting. All right, I said you want to go to space?
Space.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying
where no course has gone before. Huh?
If the teaching don't work out, dog, you can always go to space. They would need a teacher to teach niggas about space.
They definitely would. There might be an employment opportunity there.
Nah, this shouldn't be very long, nigga. Like, I don't know. Like, I've never seen like in the military. So, and you have review boards too as far as your job, whatever. Make sure you doing the right shit. In the military, this nigga is what we call trying to create a bullet point for his motherfucking evaluation.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
the
Air Force. We talked about it already in our chat group. The Air Force, and for you who don't know, Donald Trump, your president, and like I'm gonna keep saying the president. I ain't gonna say Tane no more. The president, because this the motherfuckers. This the motherfuckers that niggas voted for. This the motherfuckers we deserve. Your president.
Not the niggas voted for. Niggas didn't vote.
No, well, there's a few niggas that did, as we slowly finding out. There's a couple of niggas that did vote for him.
Yeah, and Steve Harvey, man.
Steve Harvey's like, hey, you know my suits is made in North Korea.
Most definitely.
I'm gonna need more buttons.
Right.
Hey, the earpods run out?
Yeah, I think I was using them on the ride back today. Yeah, so yeah, but we good now.
Yeah, I might go. I don't know. I keep going back and forth between iPhone and Android. Anyway, so so your president, in the midst of all this detention center, separating families, you got kids, down these old abandoned Walmarts and these border towns that have been turned into detention centers, and we don't talk about the fact that they got this nigga's portraits all up all around there, these murals and all this shit. Whatever. He comes out of nowhere and says, we're going to space. We're going to create Space Force. By that, what he means is he wants to take something that we already have. The Air Force has a Space Command. He wants to take that from the Air Force and make it its own separate entity called the Space Force. So basically, he's not creating anything. He's just saying, hey, Air Force, you don't have this anymore.
But the thing, okay, so, yeah, I mean, I think you explained that to me, that was already something that had been accounted for. He just wanted to get credit for it and build his resume and say, hey, I made this branch of the military, look at me. But the timing of it, what was going on, right? See, that's how it worked. That's the fucking
the timing of it was right in between.
Oh, he was getting hammered for the fucking
the detention center. Yeah, he was getting hammered for that, and out of nowhere, he was like, "We're going to space. Space. That's where it's at.
Red rocks, bitches."
Yep. and then niggas clowning him for that Space Force shit, and then what we see a couple days later, him signing. Nigga, I don't get the fact. Why do you need to sign an executive order for some shit that you already that's your motherfucking policy?
Yeah, that shit's off the chain.
And I get it. Everybody and niggas keep talking about. Well, you understand that this was the policy before. Hello. God damn it! I lost him. Joe, you back?
Yeah, I think so.
You went to the Matrix for a minute, dog.
Oh man.
So, like, people
had the blue pill.
Blue pill. People went to that whole thing about, well, Obama and the Clintons and Bush, they had a similar policy. They never had a zero tolerance policy.
I'm sure they did. I didn't catch none of that, man. I'm still.
God damn it! Stop moving around, nigga.
I can't help it, man. Fucking internet. What did you say, man?
No, I was saying like, well, everyone's doing that whole thing of Obama and the Bushes and Clinton. They had a similar policy in regards to immigration and the border, and I said they never had a zero tolerance policy. This is something that directly came under Trump and Jeff Sessions.
Yeah. And right. So there's the allowing families to come into the country and have asylum and keep track of them and then process them however you do it versus having them detained in these fucking internment camps. That's what they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's definitely separation there. I mean, I think what's appalled people is the fucking separation of families within the detention centers, and That's where the Space Force was born out of.
Yeah, but I think
when you change the narrative, let's go this way.
But
I think where you were going, and I couldn't hear, but then he was blaming it on the Democrats. Yeah. This is their law.
This is their law. I have to enforce it. That's what he said verbatim, nigga.
And then he said, they said, oh, but you got a majority in both houses. Why don't you just change the law? But we need a supermajority in the Senate. Well, why don't you just do an executive order? We can't do an executive order. What the fuck's he do 3 days later?
Nigga, you do executive orders every day, nigga.
3 days later, he does an executive order.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Nah, he's an ass clown, bro. He's just nigga. I hate that man. He's my boss. He's in charge. He's in charge of, I don't know if it's the greatest fighting force ever, but it's pretty much the most powerful fighting force on the fucking planet, dog. But he's in charge of it.
He's the man.
Yeah.
And y'all put him there, America.
America, y'all did this. Don't be ashamed. This the nigga you brought home for your mama to meet.
In some ways, niggas did do it by not going out to vote.
I know, dog.
Like they did for Obama. Oh, I ain't going out. It ain't that important. My vote don't count. Okay.
Dog, nigga, and then they be ready to fight you if you tell them, well, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say, nigga. You didn't vote, so you don't. If you didn't vote, you don't get the chance to say anything in this debate. Matter of fact, why don't you put your MAGA hat on and go over there and sit next to Kanye West, nigga? As far as I'm concerned.
I don't want to hear shit you got to say.
Ain't shit you got to say, dog. Because you caught up in the narrative, too, of when niggas mind, because, God damn it, niggas mind that whole thing where your vote doesn't really count. I'm like, who's telling you that?
Dumbass niggas.
Dumbass niggas. But brother, see, the man wants you to go out there and vote because I'm like, nigga, what does it hurt?
Doesn't hurt.
You don't have a job. You got a valid ID. Take your ass to the voting station and vote, nigga.
Well, you see they trying to suppress that in Missouri.
Yeah.
Nigga, you got to make sure that your ID is up to par. They ain't gonna let your ass vote, man. I don't completely disagree with that law either. But
with the voting right law?
Yeah. I mean, I voted against it, but
you know. I understand what you're saying, and I do want everybody to be on the up and up. But nine times out of 10, it tends to hurt minorities.
Yeah.
It tends to hurt Democrats.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the idea. It's the Republicans trying to make a law because they know people who don't have ID would likely vote Democrat. Now, have an ID to vote? Probably. But I mean, it's the idea of voter suppression that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, nigga, I'm like, look here, y'all got gerrymandering already. Let us vote with no IDs. Let's just split it down the middle, call it what it is, nigga. Y'all fucking up the vote lines every day. Let niggas go vote with no ID.
Is that tit for tat?
I guess. I mean, that's all we got, dog.
That's quid pro quo.
Yeah, cause we got a fucking nigga, dog. We have a president that glorifies eating buckets of Kentucky Fried Chicken, dog. The worst, and niggas, and that's how. Like, if you a nigga that vote for a nigga to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken, I got a problem with you, dog.
But then passes physical.
But it's not even that though, dog. That's like, when's the last time you went to a nigga's house and saw a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken?
No. Fucks with Popeyes and Go Chicken Go.
In the clutch churches.
Right.
I don't know the last time I bought Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's how I know. That's how I know he don't fuck with black people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, there's some white person right now listening to this saying, "But I love Kentucky Fried Chicken. What is Roger talking about?"
No, it ain't, man. No, it ain't. No, it's not. Ain't no white people. Ain't no white people listen to your podcast.
No, it's like
it's
two people.
Negroes and Walgreens.
No, it's like two people, dog. Shout out, hey, it's like two white ladies listen to the podcast. They give me feedback all the time, dog. You should be shitting on my 2 or 3 white female listeners who are down for the cause, nigga.
What they be saying?
I'll listen to the podcast and they'd be like, that was a good point. This was a good point. Good rant. You know, whatever.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Because I met because I fell out of love with this. It was a No Agenda podcast. And what they have is like you can donate. There's a tier system. So if you donate enough money, you can get knighted, you become a baron, a baroness. And so she gave like a lot of money to this podcast. She became a baroness, Tanya, shout out. And so she listens to the Black Guy Who Tips also. And from there we kind of hooked up because like it's very rare that you listen to the Black Guy Who Tips in the No Agenda podcast because one is like these 2 old white guys talking about all this, breaking down all this conspiracy theory shit that I love.
Right. Okay.
And then also listen to the Black Guy Who Tips, which is this married couple who are black as fuck. So from there, we just became friends on Twitter. And then I said, well, I'm going to start podcasting. And then she's been listening ever since. I mean, she's a sweetheart. I love her. But yeah, she gives good feedback.
Okay.
And then there's another one, Julie. I don't know if she listens as much as Tanya, but she does listen from time to time.
Shout out.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Okay.
Yeah.
Expanding your demographics, man. That's
I don't. And hold on. Wait a minute, I should say 3. I don't know if Lindsay still listens, but she was listening a while back. But if she does listen, shout out to her too. So those are like our 3. Those might be our 3 white listeners.
You know what you sound like right now?
What?
You sound like the wasp friend who's trying to explain that they not racist by naming they 3 black friends.
Now, God damn it, Joe. Hold on. I had Tanya, I had Julia, and I had goddamn Lindsay over here. I'm not a goddamn racist.
Not a racist.
Not racist,
I can
bro.
name 3 friends. If you can name how many people listen to your podcast, nigga, your podcast.
Sir, I'm just in touch with my fan base.
All right.
Hey, dog, I've also been told we sexist too because we don't have very many women on here, so we had to talk about that too.
Yes, indeed. You gotta get that going.
Yeah, so
shit, you extend the invite to one of your 3 lady podcasts.
Yeah, y'all out there. If you know what, I've never heard. Well, I know. Lindsay used to live here in the Kansas. Well, she lived in Lawrence, so I met her personally. First off at the Talib Kweli concert, so I knew her back in the day. But the other 2, I never heard their voices. Now I think about it. So yeah, we gotta have them on. We chit chat, chop it up.
There you go. Give them the Twitter handle. Give them the email.
Well, no Twitter handle. They follow me on Twitter.
There you go.
See,
reach out.
Yeah, we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. White women, so it'll be we not racist nor sexist.
There you go. White women, join the show.
Join your show. You can be the Kanye West of Negro Rockin' Podcast.
There you go.
I don't know what our hats would be. Make America native again, nigga. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think this just took a left, bro.
Yeah, the podcast has turned left. I think it's your fault, though.
I think so, man.
Yeah, but you eating right now.
For pointing out your bullshit, though.
Hey, I'm all about the people. But you eating right now. So what do you think about Huckabee getting Sarah Huckabee getting kicked out that restaurant?
I kicked that bitch out too. Fucking Neanderthal forehead looking ass.
Dog, nigga, I laughed so. I felt bad. I laughed so loud when I read that shit, dog. Like, nigga, it was like maniacal laughter, dog. It's like that shit that started in your stomach. He's just like, I can see her sit at her table, all prim and proper, and they come out there like, you gonna have to go. Oh, what? Yeah, we got Mexicans in the back. We don't want you deporting them, so you got to go, bitch. That's where we at now, though, dog. That's where we at now.
You're Sarah Huckabee, right? Yeah. The Sarah Huckabee from the White House? Yeah. Bitch, get the fuck out of my restaurant.
Fuck out of my house.
Fuck you. And yeah, so I mean, yeah, I'd have did the same shit. I'd be like, nah, you got to go. Now they trying to shame the restaurant. Now she and
Shame. I mean Trump. Sorry, Trump.
Nah. Her pop, Mike
Huckabee. Yeah.
Mike Huckabee out there trying to blow
with his racist ass.
Yeah. Talking about come and get a plate of slander or come to this restaurant if you want some humble pie.
But that's the thing though, dog. These motherfuckers be like ready to buck, talk so cold, talk so swift about everything else. But as soon as they get confronted, dog, it's all motherfucking tears. Yeah. And I can't believe these people would talk to me that way. But like, bitch, you was talking cold, hard motherfucking cash when they locking up brown people behind these little baby boys and girls in cages.
They're breaking the law. They got to go in cages. That's how it goes.
This ain't. I don't know. I really want to believe this is the Matrix, dog. I really want to believe like I'm in a motherfucking cocoon right now. I'm being force fed. One of my elders, nigga, through a tube, and this, and I'm just in a fucking false reality, dog. Because when you read this shit and you look at this shit, you like there can't be rational human beings with above average IQs who are falling for this shit, dog. There can't be. Like I said, my commander who voted for Trump, he's a very intelligent man, bro. Like if you sit down and talk to him anything about politics, you like, and you an intelligent dude. You see through bullshit. You be like, this is a smart motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then like, but once you start on that politics path, niggas get stupid real quick.
Man, people have their blind spots, man.
I get it, though. I know, bro. But it's just like, like he was talking, and like it's just like you ever look at a motherfucker, they just breaking your heart while you talking to you. You just be like, nigga, you know what I look like? I look like old boy from that Kanye West shit, nigga. When he said, y'all should just give him the wall, nigga. Hey, nigga, I look just like Mike Myers, dog. We was sitting there, we was in the hall talking. He's like, you know what's wrong with Democrats? And I was like, wait a minute, you're not a Democrat? And you know, in my mind, I was thinking that y'all need to just give Trump the wall. I was like, the only thing we needed, nigga, was motherfucking Chris Tucker to come, parachute in, and go to a Segway, nigga. Yeah.
I thought you was feeling like the TMZ dude talking to.
Hey, talking to Kanye West. I felt like that, nigga. Because you know your boy.
I feel like you need to have more responsibility in the words you say, man. Cause
but you know your boy though, so like you know, like me, you've been friends for a while, so I get emotional when I start speaking. I start talking to him, though. I was getting louder and louder. My homeboy, who's the desk sergeant, kind of had to grab one. Hey, Sergeant Winston, why don't you come off for a minute? Cause I was like, this motherfucker, nigga, if you don't get away from me. Oh, there you go. He's going in now. He's moving again. Now, why am I getting this POV porn shot, nigga? What's going on?
Porn shot, nigga, what?
You had your phone down like by your balls for a minute, nigga. I was like, what's going on here?
You like what you see?
You like what you see. You get all the meat.
Yeah, $5. Suck you long time.
Where we at right now? Where we at right now? Hold on.
Man, keep.
What's up? My God damn it, Joe.
Internet connection. What's up?
Yeah.
I think it's on your end.
it's your concern because whenever you move, it breaks up. It's surprising, the correlation. Oh, excuse me. All right, so I'm here. So we were talking about White House. So we talk about this. Hello, you there?
Something ain't right.
Hello.
Home.
Hello. Damn it. All right, y'all. Live podcast. We had a break. Calling back.
Yeah.
What's up, dog? I lost you for a second.
Yeah, it might go back out. Who knows?
All right, so let's try to hit these last two topics real quick.
Yep.
Everybody, thank you everybody who's been dealing with us. We was talking about White House. Talking about White House shit. So I mentioned briefly that the cats that had the Charlottesville rally. I don't know what the headliner was for that shit. So those same people are having the white civil rights rally across the street from the White House, August 11th and 12th. Are you going? It's your birthday.
It is my birthday, August 12th. It is my birthday. So, I mean, I think I'll be celebrating my birthday by not giving a shit about white civil rights. That's probably how I'm going to handle it.
So as a historian, a history teacher, all that good stuff, what would you... I can't even talk, dog. What would I'm looking at this, I'm just dumbfounded. What would white civil rights be?
The right to dominate 99% of industry.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if they fall to 98%, that's going to be a fucking problem.
Yeah.
I think the right to refuse anybody they don't want to sit at a lunch counter. That probably
sounds like white civil rights to me.
Yeah, that sounds like. I mean, other than that, I think the right to have affordable tiki torches and sensible khakis. That would be white civil rights and MAGA hats. So
I was gonna go with just being able to lynch niggas with no regard to the law. Take a picture, knowing that even though that picture is documented up on the internet, free for everyone to see, that you would never face any kind of repercussion or threat from the law.
What's the dude on Facebook, the journalist, Stephen King, is that his name? Not Stephen King.
Yeah. Which one? Oh, who?
The black dude that was running down. The dude. Okay. There was a brother who got his ass beat at the rally, and he had got beat by like 6 dudes.
Yeah. Are you talking about in that parking garage?
In that parking garage. And
are you talking about the white? I think he's white, but he looks like a brother though.
No. He's mixed. He's mixed, but he's black. You know what I'm saying? But the journalist is mixed. Is what I'm saying. He's the black dude, and he had been out there. I mean, you saw this shit, didn't you? He was like putting on Facebook like he was digging deep in that shit. He was like, okay, this is Randy.
What are you talking about?
Manson. And he said he lives in this state. Let's make him famous. So basically everybody was retweeting and reposting until they found like,
because he came about like doing the whole
Sean King.
Sean King. But I thought Sean King was white, bro.
Nah, he's just black, bro. Yeah, look at the profile pic, man.
I know, but
I do think he's mixed though. I do think he's mixed.
I think people give him shit because Bro, I think he's a white dude, bro.
No, he's not. You gotta look at his profile picture, man.
I'm looking at his profile picture, bro. No, his mom's name is Naomi, so he got to be biracial. Actually, hold up, nigga. Yeah.
Share your screen again.
Hold on, Doc. You see it now?
No, I don't. Fuck you, guy. Nah, Sean King is black, bro.
Nah, he white, bro. Cause like that at first,
because he was the dude that was all over the fucking.
I know,
thing.
I know, but he does. No, come on. First of all,
I've seen pictures of him standing next to Kaepernick. He's black, bro.
I'm about to. Sean King, Thursday, because this was a big thing on like you gotta get on Twitter, my nigga. 36-year-old.
Facebook. I ain't got to.
I know, but Facebook don't be doing the investigation.
I've seen the pictures of this man standing next to Kaepernick.
He publicly identifies as black or biracial, the son, according to a 2012 profile of a Caucasian mother and African American father. Yesterday, however, the nativist website Breitbart began questioning King's story of his upbringing and focused on the purported evidence suggests that his father is in fact white. King eventually dismissed Breitbart's question as the work of a white supremacist, but not before further inflaming debate that his blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Said he's lied.
Are we citing Breitbart when I've seen pictures of the man?
No, this isn't Breitbart. Well, this is Gawker talking about Breitbart. But it's showing a picture of his father, though. It came out, though, dog. It came.
Is he supposed to be the fucking Rachel Dolezal of?
I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you, dog. He's a white dude.
He is mixed. He and I share that commonality. We are mixed. I identify as black because I have never.
Hold on.
In my life.
Several hours after the website report, he took to Twitter to dispute his central argument that he is not, in fact, black or biracial. First, by describing Vicky Pat as a known white supremacist, and later by stating that his family is one big mess and full of secrets, divorce, affairs, etc. If you black, nigga, you say I'm black.
Nigga, he black.
He's not black, bro. He's not black. Dog, this. I'm trying to tell you, he's not black, bro.
You gonna force me to go look for this man on Facebook? Sean King. He light skinned.
Dog, he's a white dude, dog, that wear glasses and fucking button up. He's a white dude, dog. You know what he is? He's John B, nigga. Niggas thought John B was black.
He light skinned like a motherfucker.
Nigga, that's John B's final form.
Nigga, he light skinned, bro. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Okay, dog.
Here, man, I just sent it on Messenger. That's his background photos, man. He light skinned. This nigga ain't fucking white, man.
He's white, bro.
Whatever. Anyway,
Sean King's wife confirms both his parents are white.
Well, put it this way: white, black, green, purple, polka dot.
Sean King didn't miss words in response to the allegation of misrepresenting his race and passed for black when he's actually white. He's white.
He is a soldier against injustice.
No, that's why I wanted to say the caveat.
It doesn't make him any, but I still think he's black.
No, you're saying what I was gonna say. It don't matter. The nigga out there doing the people's work.
Yeah.
When I say nigga, I mean the white dude.
You had it right.
Because people tried to shade him. Because he really took hold, like the Ferguson shit, and he was putting out so much heat, and his investigation was so good that I think a lot of people try to use that fact that he was lying about, but he never really lied about it. He just looks like a black dude at first, but he's a white dude. And I think a lot of people try to take away from his investigative reporting. They try to shade him like he lying about this. So everything what are you doing? What's the table? What you doing? Everything else he's talking about got to be a lie.
You see this face I'm giving you, bro?
That's fine, dog.
I don't believe shit you talking about.
Nah, I'm gonna say, that's a white dude, bro.
He got a black grandma.
You found her?
I ain't looking for it, but he would look. He would.
Hey,
he would out her on Facebook, and he would be like, "Hey, look,
is his granddaddy Thomas Jefferson, nigga?"
He might be.
He might be. Hey, dog.
He might be. He might be a Hemi.
Hey, that's another thing, dog. Why is that such a sensitive topic? Like white historians, the whole Thomas Jefferson, Sally Hemings thing. Why is that?
I don't know. Somebody was were we talking about that? Where the I guess Monticello was supposed to be just now taking responsibility for the Heming family and that type of shit. I visited. I went to Charlottesville before Charlottesville went down. We got some friends that moved out there a couple of years ago. So we went out there to. Well, I went to Virginia to visit Will Hop. You know what I'm saying? I went to visit him, and then when I was in there, I went up to Charlottesville, see the University of Virginia, see Monticello, and visit my dude. And went on a tour, and I think on the tour they fully owned the fact that there were children of Jefferson and the discrimination that had taken place, and they had like an app that you could download as you go through the tour, and it would talk about the descendants of Jefferson, or the descendants of Hemi, you know what I'm saying, and talk about their roles on the plantation. Like, right. You know, a lot of them were involved. He brought in French architects to build the dome because Monticello, I think, was the first dome in America, and so, but in so doing, the architect took on a lot of his sons, or you know what I'm saying, the black side of the family, or maybe not his sons, but basically slaves, and they became apprentices, and were very much involved in the architecture of Monticello. One of the major functions of Monticello was they produced nails. You know what I'm saying? So they basically were blacksmiths. So the slaves would be out there as blacksmiths, producing nails to be sold, you know, wherever to you know, keep the farm afloat. You know what I'm saying? So right. I think I don't know how long. Like, I couldn't tell you that they were doing that shit 20 years ago. I couldn't tell you they were doing that shit 40 years ago. But when I went 4 or 5 years ago, I feel like they had fully owned up to the history. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
they have, but like America seems to have, but it goes, wow, when it came all the way around 360. It goes back to the whole thing where America seems to have this thing where they can't accept the fact that the forefathers were motherfuckers that owned slaves, and they were rapists, bro. Like I got to, like, a friend. I really had to debate. Am I gonna just, like, I say friend on social media, even though I have met her in person and she lives in the area, but friend on social media. Am I gonna have to cut you off and block you because you really up here debating me talking about, well, many people don't know, and it was rumored that Sally Heming may have loved Thomas Jefferson, and that's why she stayed. And I'm like, hold on, man. This 40-year-old nigga was raping this 14-year-old girl while she was in France, and he brought her back here to the States as a slave.
Okay. So this is what they said on the tour. Okay. So Heming. Okay, here's how it went down. Jefferson was the ambassador to France.
Right.
Okay. He goes over to France. He's there for quite some time.
Yeah.
He has a daughter. The daughter wants to come visit Jefferson in France. The daughter wants to bring a companion. Well, he brings Sally, who's 14.
Yep.
And you know, she light skinned, so she probably looked pretty good, man.
She probably like Sean King, huh?
If Sean King look good to you, bro. that what you into, bro?
I don't know. Hey, we can open that old debate up.
So no. To be real clear, so Sally Heming was originally a gift from the Heming farm. So Jefferson's wife came over, we married, and then there's like a dowry that's sent over. You know what I'm saying? Like that old school dowry. So basically, his dad sent on several slaves, and Sally was one of those. And so Sally is really his wife's half sister, because her dad stepped out, went to the slave quarters, knocked the boots, and out came mulatto Sally Hammond.
But you said, but how old? But so Thomas Jefferson at this time was like
35
to 40.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So what I'm saying, and it's, well, that's historicizing though, man. To hold somebody from the 1700s to the moral standard of the 2000s, that's, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's fucked up, but I mean, I don't know if it was considered to be as fucked up in that time.
Well, no, it wasn't as fucked up at that time, but that's the same thing we say. We when it comes to slavery, we hold them to a certain standard. We say things is fucked up.
And so when you talk about him, he definitely wrote that all men are created equal, but then as the standard of his time, he obviously didn't follow that in practice. You know what I'm saying? So do as I say, not as I do.
Right. So, but
I mean, he's a function of the time he lived in. I don't know. But I didn't want to get to that argument. What I'm saying to you is that she is his wife's half sister. She's half black, half white. You know what I'm saying? And so, but she is his daughter's age. Okay. And so when the daughter goes to France to go see Jefferson, now mind you, I want to say his wife is dead by this time. I want to say his wife died. So his daughter goes from Monticello to Paris to go see Jefferson. She wants to bring a companion. She brings Sally, who is her what? Aunt?
Somewhere there, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess her aunt, you know what I'm saying? And so Jefferson probably hadn't seen her since she was probably 7 or something, you know what I'm saying? Because he had been gone that long or whatever. And so he gets over there and he's like, ooh, who that light skin chick over there? Shawty.
Shawty. Shawty.
He got a little taste of brown sugar, got sprung. And so, but she's in France, and France is not a slave nation. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing, though. So somebody it's not a slave nation, but it's another caveat.
He couldn't own her there.
She was free, but the way this woman wanted to make it look like that being free and in France meant that niggas was just doing whatever the fuck they wanted.
She probably could have did whatever she wanted.
In France?
She probably could have stayed there and just been a citizen.
I get that.
I'm not saying that there's not racism over
there.
No. I'm saying she was a free.
No.
She could have stayed there if she wanted.
No. That's what I'm saying. She was trying to equate her freedom to being free, as in like me and you are free now to do whatever the fuck we want in the United States. She was trying to make it seem like she was free to go about that, like racism wasn't more extreme. You still talking about these are niggas though, dog. These are niggas in Europe.
I mean, I think she was living as a free black in France while she was there.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean that's I put it this way. That's the story that was told to me. Now, I don't have the ability, I don't have the want, the desire, the ability to go research that shit thoroughly. I don't know, man. But what I'm saying to you is this, that the idea is this, that she could have stayed.
Right, but
he fell in love with her. He fell in love with her.
He promised her certain privileges. And
among those privileges is that when they became of age, whatever children they had together would be emancipated. Mm-hmm. And so And yeah, and certain privileges, like access to the back door, in whatever form you want to take that.
Yeah.
So he had like a little back entrance to the boudoir, where I don't know, man. So yeah. So anyway, basically the idea is that he asked her to come back. He enticed her to come back. He gave her certain, told her that these are my promises to you, and come on back. So she still lived as a slave. Now she may have been a favorite slave, but she was still a slave.
Well, but a lot of people try to infuse this whole concept of love in this relationship.
I'm saying that might have been a factor.
How?
I mean, how not?
How?
You giving up the booty, man. That's an intimate moment, man.
I'm giving the booty to a nigga that own me. That's an intimate moment.
Dude, she could have stayed in France.
But once again though, we're talking about like France was this.
They had multiple kids together. I mean, I understand that she's a property when she gets back, and I think she was treated as property.
She's property. She is property.
But she was like property with benefits.
Yeah, that's not love, bro. What are you talking about, nigga?
They could be confused. I don't know. Could be confused for. I don't know, man.
What white man? What white man told you this history, bro? That's all.
No doubt. Yeah. I got to add Monticello. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was the white man trying to infuse some bullshit. Look, I don't know, man. I'm just saying to you, she was in France. She could have stayed in France. She decided to go home.
I knew that, but it was a thing of like there's speculation that she was like during that time while they were in France, she was already pregnant.
Pregnant with who?
Thomas Jefferson. He was there for a minute, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So you saying before she came back?
Yeah, there was speculation that she would. I'm saying it's like I said, speculation that she was already pregnant, in that there were certain promises that were made. We were, like you already said, upon her coming back and giving up her freedom. But the thing is like if you love me, why can't I be free? I'm saying, dog. That'd been the first thing I'd ask that motherfucker. If he loved her, why couldn't she be free?
But I mean, that's a question you asking. That's a question you asking. She was a 14-year-old girl.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but no. I get that, but I'm saying,
dude, yeah.
But
I mean, that's historicizing, man.
No, but I'm saying
context of the time.
I'm saying that they say he loved her. People try to say that he loved her.
He probably did.
Why can't she be free? I ain't saying fuck her freedom. Fuck being 14. Just come back with me. You love each other.
If you let her free, then you don't have. Dude, it's all kind of fucked up relationships now where a motherfucker could be like, shit. There's people trapped in fucked up relationships now that they won't let people free.
Nigga, that's not love, nigga. Exactly.
But it might be their interpretation of love.
Nigga?
I'm not. Dude, are we defining love on the fucking podcast
today? We can, but it's definitely not a slave and a master's fucking relationship. That's not love.
Shit, ask a dominatrix.
That's not a slave and a master. That's someone willingly coming to you saying, "Fucking step on my balls, nigga."
Nigga,
that's someone
slave.
That's someone willingly coming to you. I'm sure. Did Sally have a safety word, nigga? Was she saying pineapples?
Pineapples. Fuck your pineapple.
I'm Thomas Jefferson. They won't remember you. They'll remember me. Yeah, dog. No. It's all bad, dog.
I have no way of knowing if they loved each other, reciprocated love for each other. I just know that he was getting the booty on the regular. That's all I know.
I doubt they did. I'm gonna just say that.
I don't know. Look, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I don't know.
Nigga, you the historian, nigga. You supposed to give a damn.
I'm not you flow this, bro.
You don't care, nigga?
I don't care, nigga.
All right, nigga. You just wear your jacket around a little slave plantation.
That's right. Hey, I don't care. Do you?
Yeah, Joe Jefferson run for president. You know, the slaves was happy actually.
Man,
them niggas was happy to be picking that cotton.
Boss, what could be better than what we got here?
What can be better than what we got here? All right.
Free vittles every day.
All right, let's close this shit out. So you brought that. Well, a lot of people don't because it's local. The child at the wedding reception at the community center breaking shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was a national story, but the shit happened in Kansas City. I didn't realize that shit, but
let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, them motherfuckers. I don't know, man. I think you took a different stance on this. They had a 5-year-old kid at a wedding reception at a community center, and apparently the kid went up to a statue, and the mom think he was hugging the statue. And so basically,
so she watching him do this shit. Okay, my bad. I stopped.
So the statue breaks. And now the city, the artist.
Oh, it was at Overland Park?
Family. Overland Park. The artist, the city, whatever is going to give them an invoice for $132,000 for this fucking statue. And I'm like, what the fuck is a $132,000 statue doing in the reach of 5-year-olds?
Hoping you stop your son from touching shit.
Why the fuck is what?
But say
$132,000.
But the same thing we said at the museum though. Children can run away and get.
It's not a fucking museum. It's a.
But I'm saying though the same thing is control your fucking children. A 5-year-old could wreak havoc at a museum, bro.
Dude, you act like you ain't never had a kid.
I've never.
So you ain't never turned your back and you be like, where the fuck where the fuck Johnny go?
I got 6 kids, and then you're creating a false narrative because this mother watched her son do it.
Watched your son.
She's sitting on. If you watch the video, she's sitting here on the fucking couch watching her son do this shit, bro.
You got the video?
Yeah.
Pull the shit up.
Let me see.
I ain't seen the video. I just read it.
They even said, hold on. Can you still see my computer screen?
Nah, not right now.
Hold on, let me. As a matter of fact, dog, there's like 3 white women watching this boy do this shit. Teach your kids stop touching shit. It's obvious, but it's obvious this room is filled with art. So maybe I don't know if that's the mom or not, but here's all these parents here.
So that's the kid?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's the mom or dad or whatever the fuck. But it's obvious this is a room filled with art. God damn it, why my screen keep moving? Yeah, dog, I got 6 kids. So far, ain't none of them do no shit like this. Ellis ain't walking yet, so I can't comment. So far, all of them know don't be touching shit when we go out.
I don't know, man. If I go to the Nelson, man, the shit that's important is gonna be behind glass, behind a rope, bolted down.
Behind the rope, though, you can still do damage in the Nelson.
Behind the rope, though, there's no fucking ropes here. Oh, look at this shit. That's just gonna kill the boy.
Dog, where your parents at?
Man,
once again, I'm sorry. I blame the parent, bro. Sorry,
man.
And these white women still looking. Hey.
So where's the parent?
Exactly. Where's your parents at?
Dude, you can't tell me you ain't been at a party and your kids ain't went to another room. You can't tell me
when I go to a wedding reception, hell no. My children are always in my eyesight, nigga. I don't know every motherfucking family member there. Always, bro. That's just me. I can't speak for every family. I got 6 kids, bro. Whenever I go somewhere, they always in my line of sight.
I'm not saying that you don't always attempt to have them in the line of sight. They also have a mind of their own. Sometimes
they're always in my line of sight.
You can't tell me that you ain't never had not a moment where you went out in public and the kid and wandered away. You can't tell me that's not happened.
It hasn't happened yet, bro. I promise you. I'm sorry. I promise you. And that's more than the kid wandering away right there.
Man, we need to get Maury on the line.
That's fine.
And do some fact checking, man. Come on.
That's fine. You can get Maury. You can get Tahira. And you can get Marlena on the line. It ain't happened.
Ain't had not once.
No.
Where they at right now?
Motherfucker, sleep probably.
Did you say probably?
Yeah.
The nigga said probably.
You talking about the kids?
You don't know where the kids are, man. Look
sleep.
At you a deadbeat dad.
I know who you asking for. Sleep.
you said they sleep probably.
Yeah, you mean my 20-year-old son that's never broken any piece of art?
Where he at?
In Topeka.
In Topeka. You sure?
Yeah.
In Topeka?
I'm sure he's in Topeka. But he's 20. But he's 20 now.
You will bet your life.
But guess what, Joe? Guess what, Joe? He's
on a Saturday night.
But guess what, Joe? He's 20 now. If he goes to break a piece of art, it's on his ass, not mine. He 20. Mm-hmm. He 20. So as me as his guardian, the whole time I was his guardian, he ain't never broke a piece of art.
He ain't never broke nothing.
No.
Dude.
I'm just saying, bro. It's not that hard to keep track of your kids.
Dude, you ain't never broke nothing?
Have I ever broke anything? No. Come on, because
you ain't never.
You know why I don't like getting beat.
In your life, you ain't broke a window.
I broke my own window. And got beat for that. Nigga, I don't like it.
So the kid can get a beat for it. $132,000 bill. Let me tell you. Why the fuck is it not?
Let me tell you something.
If you gonna have kids wandering around here, it's like this part of your
stay at home or leave your kid at home.
By that logic, nobody should ever leave the fucking house.
There you go. Train your kids right, nigga.
We gonna all homeschool,
I guess.
And we're going to have to fucking...
But doesn't that go back to the issue of...
Uber eats all our food in.
Hey, you start to sound like the parents that blame the teachers when their kids fuck up.
How the fuck I sound like that?
You do. That's what you sound like. The parents that blame the teachers when their kids ain't doing right or don't get good grades.
Hey, real talk. Sometimes.
Look,
let me be real clear. Whenever I see... It's my introspection. If something goes wrong, you have to look at yourself first. So if a kid is constantly disrupting the class, as a teacher, one of the things I have to do is, am I doing this right? That's one of my favorite, when I'm trying to guilt trip the kids, that's one of my favorite speeches.
So you mean
we failed this test. I'm obviously doing something wrong.
You mean
I put the notes up on the computer for you. I went over every single thing. We had a whole review for this. But I'm doing something wrong. So what I'm saying to you is that is one of my favorite things to guilt trip the kids.
Hold on. So you mean as an adult? You mean as an adult? It's your fault.
Do that.
It's your fault if the kid don't do right. As an adult, the parent of that child that just broke that shit, you got to get yourself and say, "I fucked up."
Yeah, you do have to do that.
Yeah, like I've been saying, it's on the fucking parent. It's on the parent. The parent fucked up.
But everybody has to take responsibility in that situation.
The parent, the fucking piece of art that's just sitting there.
No, why is the fucking art just sitting there? Why is it not?
Because a community center had a display, and your fucking raggedy ass parenting style did not teach your kid to stop touching shit when you go out in public.
But the community center also did not childproof the place, and then let out the facility to places that were going to have kids.
Hey, guess what, Joe?
It is a community center.
Hey, guess what, Joe?
In the community, there are kids.
Hey, guess what, Joe?
Why isn't your?
Guess what, Joe? Everything ain't for fucking kids. Leave your kid at home,
it's
or
leave your center. Community centers are for fucking kids.
At that point, that room probably wasn't for kids. They probably hope your ass as a parent will be there with your child.
Why is it being let out to people?
Where is the parent? Where's the parent, Joe?
Where is the parent?
Where's the parent? Exactly. The parent failed. The parent failed.
I can't tell who the parent might have been there. I don't know.
If they are there, I see there's 3 white people and a white man that walk through. They all failed. It's the parent's fault, bro.
I want to say, dude, I'm gonna go find some scary videos where your ass been looking the other way, your child running wild, rampant. Come on, man.
After 3 deployments, dog, I am paranoid as fuck at all times, bro. You know what? You know why? My dad lost me at a circus one time. That's why I'm so paranoid, bro. That nigga, he's like, go to the bathroom.
See, look, you got lost.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, man.
He's like, it was my fault. He was like, you gonna be fine? I was like, yeah. Matter of fact, that's when they used to have the circus.
They should have blamed the circus.
Hey, it's the parents' fault. Hey,
they should have blamed it. It's the circus fault.
That's back when they used to have the circus. You remember when Kemp Arena, they had a circus out. They had Barnum Bailey Kemp Arena, and basically it's a big ass circle. You know, it's a big fucking circle. I went to the bathroom, nigga, one way. I went out the other way. Nigga, I was shook. I went to security. My dad, and he a cop too. That nigga was like, hey, boy, don't tell your mama, nigga. Nigga Joe, I was lost for like an hour and a half, bro.
I'm gonna have to live with the circus.
Hey, dog.
I better learn how to do the trapeze.
But
trapeze.
But real talk though, I think that's part of my paranoia. Like, I'll go with you. Hey, everybody get up. We all going to the bathroom. But I ain't got nigga get up. We all going to the bathroom.
We all going. Nigga, that's what it is, man. Y'all, you just get that PTSD.
I got that. Hey, nigga, ain't no worse than wandering around the motherfucking Kemp Arena at like 6 or 7 years old, nigga. I had to hit that.
I bet you was crying.
Hey, nigga, cause I was wandering around, and I think I passed this police officer like 2 or 3 times, and he was smiling like, "Oh, what is that noise?"
Oh, there it is.
Damn, I don't know what happened. It's like some bad feedback. Cut that shit out, Frank. We can get this. But no, yeah, I passed this cop there like 2 or 3 times, man. Finally, he was like, "Hey, man, where are you going? You okay?" I can't find my daddy. And then at the time my dad was a cop, he was like, "What's your dad's name?" I was like, "Sylvester Winston." I think he was like, "Okay, hold on, we need to go over here." They're like, he called me in the car, "Sylvester Winston, please report to the first aid station." Nigga, he came in there, dog. He was looking for me too. He came in there. He was like, "Hey, nigga, I'm gonna get you some ice cream. Don't you tell your mama. Shut the fuck up about that." I think I told her like 20 years later. I told her about that shit. Like when my dad was sick, you know, it was something to make us laugh. Whatever the fuck, but yeah, dog. Nigga, I was wandering around Kemp Arena, dog, lost in the motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, man. Nigga, that's what it's really all about, man.
That's why I be like, yeah, that's why nigga. Fuck y'all. Where the fuck y'all going? Okay.
It should be real.
Yeah, bro. All right, man. We're going to start wrapping it up here, bro. So, anything else you want to say?
No, man. Now I got the people coming back in the house now. They come back from the walk with cancer, so.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time, bro.
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, good talk as always, man. And always, you know, like I said, you a starter now. No more bench time.
Oh, yeah. Put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach. So once again, y'all, this is a Nigga Rocker Podcast. Thank you, Joe, for coming through. I'm Casey Stork, and we are out.
Peace.